Good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure for me to see every one of you today, and thank you for this very excellent attendance in this very large hall. This is the agenda given by the organizers to me. I thought looking ahead, 10 years ahead is a very long look. If you think about it, 2015, none of us could have imagined UPI coming of the scale, $3 trillion a year of transactions happening. Who would have imagined the account aggregator will be such a massive force, or so many other changes that have come. But nevertheless, we'll take a good look at it, because certain things will not going to change. The fact that people need credit will not change. The fact that people need deposits will not change. People need investments will not change. So there are many things that will still be very important in the future. So we'll take it from there. So I'm going to save some time for the next speaker, because I think the team is running behind, but I'm going to keep it very quick, and I'm going to leave more time for Lata to engage into a discussion. Now I've written on 6 or 7 things that will shape banking in a very massive way, because we've all seen banking the way it is currently is even today. But let's see incrementally. I want to just share with you the personalization. If you see the collections call, for example, traditionally people make calls. You bounce your check, we collect from you. How now through just a digital method, this call can be done. I'll just show you here, and then I'll show you this example in personalization.
नमस्ते राहुल जी, मैंने हाल ही में देखा कि आप अपने IDFC फर्स्ट बैंक लोन की इस महीने की EMI का भुगतान करने से चूक गए हैं। आप अपने IDFC फर्स्ट बैंक लोन EMI का तुरंत भुगतान करें।
But if you noticed, he said, Rahul ji, it is a very personalized conversation being done to the person. Now look at this one.
Hi Akash, wondering how to achieve your life goals? No need to stress anymore. This First Money Smart Personal Loan up to 1,43,000 is only for you. It is instant, with zero documentation and zero foreclosure charges. But do you know what's most exciting? You don't need to take the entire loan amount in one go. You can choose to take up to 1,43,000 entirely in one go or in parts.
So I'm moving on in the interest of time. The next is open banking. So I'm going to show you a very quick review of how open banking has changed the customer's personalization. What we're doing is, using open banking, this customer can see the savings accounts relationship maybe across the system. Then they can come back and see what are the stocks held across the system in any broker, can see what are the mutual funds held by this customer elsewhere in the system, can see what is the EPFO balances kept by the customer, can see even fixed deposits held elsewhere in the system, not just IDFC First Bank, and can see real estate, can see liabilities, can see home loans. So in a single screen, what is happening here is that from a personalized point of view, you are seeing the complete relationship of the customer. Otherwise, it's lying, as I showed you earlier in data, it's lying in different databases. Some bank is keeping, you borrowed from somewhere else. It's all over the place. And this has implications which we will discuss if we have time. So now, this is IDFC Bank. You might think the IDFC Bank app. It is. But see, what are we doing here? We are saying that you can actually go here, you can select the flight from which you're taking from here to, say, Delhi, and supposing you want to fly on, say, 9th of the month, and say, show me the flights, that you can search the flights for me. And by the way, this is happening live. I hope it works. If it works, please give me a big round of applause. It's all there, right? So if it works. Yeah, there you found it. So these are all the flights. Yeah, these are all the flights that are going on that particular day. And by the way, we have not yet launched publicly, so today is probably the day we're going to launch it. So now supposing you say, okay, I want to fly by, say, Indigo here. And then you choose whether you want to fly with luggage or not. And then you choose the flight. And then you select, saying that, okay, you want to continue. It now takes you to the seating system. There's only one seat left here in B, the first row. You say, okay, I want to book this seat. And then you say, okay, I want to pay 14,000 rupees, or I just want to pay, I can pay the reward points, pay now. So I just gave you one very quick demo in the interest of time about how, Kunal can plug it back for me, thanks. So in the interest of time, about how IDFC is now gone and plugged into the entire airline ecosystem and picking all the information live. I suspect people can book a ticket from here quicker than what they can probably even book, on any of those, sites. So basically, the third thing that's going to come up is the digital ecosystem. You know, who are you? How do I assess you? How do I know intent? How do you document, etc. This is the other big thing that's coming up. It's come up in the last 10 years like crazy. And this is going to be one very big factor how the new age ecosystem is going to open up in the next few years. Fourth thing is customer experience. All these things about how you find branches, email, call center, all that will pretty much irrelevant. I think, you'll go more and more toward the app. At least in our bank, we keep it very, very simple. We say zero fee banking, 7% interest above 5 lakhs monthly interest. So we don't complicate it. We remove all these complicated transactions about how to describe things, etc. We keep it simple. Again, part of future banking would definitely imagine will be simple, moving for solution products. And then green financing going to be a big piece. And, cyber security is going to be a big piece. So, there is a Prime Minister's speech coming later in the day. So time is short and the previous speakers ran over time. So I'm cutting it short of time. Maybe in the next GFF I'll do a better job of, I'll have proper quality time and present something to you. Okay, thank you very much. Over to Lata. Yeah.
Well, we have only about 6 minutes, so let's try and make the most of it.
Yeah.
Mr. Vaidyanathan, when you started off, the big problem was to actually get deposits. I remember when you took over IDFC and became IDFC First Bank, how do you take new to credit customers and new to banking depositors? How will you use AI for financial inclusion, which is what most of the startups here want to know? How do you net the new customer?
Okay, see, the thing is that, because time is short, I didn't present it, in detail. The thing is that because we were born more somewhere in 2019, 18, 19, so to say, because our deposit was 10,000 crores. Today, it's, by the way, it's...
And your loans were 1 lakh crore.
Loans was 1 lakh crore. And our credit deposit ratio was 160%. So, and that including the credit substitute. So obviously, we couldn't lend for a period of 3 years and we could only take deposits. But the short thing is that we are born to the new digital ecosystem. So we could quickly connect to this ecosystem because I can tell you, without digital, 10,000 crores of deposits cannot become 2 lakh crores in 6 years. Not possible. Okay? Only digitally connect the ecosystem. And secondly, we built a tech stack. Very modern, API, microservices, cloud, DevSecOps, FinOps. So that stack built plus the ecosystem made the difference.
What is the, most of the startup and the digital first guys out here, startups, want to know from you, will digital deliver? You spend a lot on digital. So do you also have to spend on branches? Will digital deliver? What were the forks in the road that you saw? Can you answer it for them? Should they do digital and phygital?
See, it's getting increasingly clear the future is digital. Okay, physical is only going to take you that much far. At least that is our ideology.
You need the branches.
Minimal. Okay, you think of this more in terms of how much you're going to open the markets. So if you talked of lending for a second, right, in a passing. Now, for example, everybody in the country always gives, home loans and car loans. Nothing special in it, there's no IP in it, it's a commodity, anybody can do it. But financing this segment, financing somebody to buy a laptop, financing somebody to buy, cattle, and being able to evaluate that cash flow and do the transaction, being able to finance, say, small entrepreneurs and small businesses, maybe financing sanitation, maybe financing green. These kind of capabilities cannot come in the physical way. We are running close to about 110 AIML scorecards. We are running about 300 additional scorecards, regression scorecards. In addition, about 120 or 110 ML scorecards. So we treat every credit customer not as, MSME. It is so blunt an instrument. So we have make one scorecard for, say, salons, one scorecard for chemists, one scorecard for, let me say, auto mechanics, and then we make different scorecard, different part of the country. So the precision which technology can take, the thing about technology, we tend to loosely confuse it with the stack versus analytics. Let me keep them separately, but the ability to go precise is much more there. And with the arrival of Gen AI, this is going to become like dramatically different.
That was going to be my next question, probably the last. How do you see Gen AI changing the game for a bank like yours?
See, the Gen AI will make a very, very big difference actually, I think to everybody and to us also.
In customer hand-holding for that matter.
Well, let's take customer hand loading for that matter. So today, I'll give a very easy example so that you can understand. So today, supposing, you got a call at the call center and someone said, okay, what is the Mayura card fees? So even today, I assume that our call center executive will double click into credit card, double click into Mayura, double click into find the fees, tell the customer fees is this. Okay, it's 5,000 rupees, 6,000, whatever. So this is a very, such a inefficient process, because that person also human, that person also accessing the system. So, definitely, as the discussion is progressing, this AI agent can hear the conversation as much as the agent is hearing, as employee is hearing, and while the conversation is flowing, it can live figure it out and show on the screen that the fees is 5,000, it revised last month from 6,000 to 5,000, avail it now. So this kind of a live assistance, rather than doing the double clicking, is one example.
Okay. Now, the startup guys will also want to know.
So one more thing, just one more thing, a previous example. Now supposing, you were doing documentation. So you got 100 pages of customer bank statement and you want to analyze it. Okay. Now, normally human beings will take it, read it, type it, scan it, OCR it, all that stuff. Now, JNA will read 100 pages in like 10 seconds, probably even quicker, and then give a neat analysis of where it's going. Now, we're making, we're trying to make bots, because bots are the hard ones to make. It needs, STT, TTS, it needs the, multi-agent platform so that it can talk to the agents, or we can code the agents. It needs the ability to let me say, ping into maybe 2 or 3 LLMs. It needs to make sense of it. Then it needs to integrate in the core systems. The whole stack then has to speak to the customer in a truly conversational way with guardrails. But we believe that collection calls, sales calls, service calls, everything you can put nice guardrails. You can tell the person, speak like this, speak softly, don't, even if the customer irritates you, don't speak back. So you got to do all that work.
AI learns very fast, we can tell you that. Any folks on the road, any dilemmas you had? For instance, did you take the app from SaaS or did you generate your own app?
Well, that's one of the hardest one we took actually. The bank was making no money in the initial stage at all. In fact, we were making loss. And even on operating profit basis, we were not making. But at that time, we took one very, very super important call. It's a good call in hindsight. Turned out to be like a mind-blowing call. We scrapped the SaaS app we had. We built our own native app. So built our own native app means we decided that one day that we'll build a native app. So we said we'll hire the engineers, we'll hire the software coders, we'll hire the, full stack developers, DevSecOps, everybody will build the full team. And then we said we'll build the app, then you got to assemble them together, then they got to work together, they got to produce something, then UI, UX, digitization. We went across the full path to make a native. And actually it turned a big one, because the service you just saw right now, imagine trying to make this on a SaaS solution. It's impossible. I'll tell them make one account aggregator and develop the solution. That fellow will tell me it's in the pipeline, come out of 1 year. So these are the benefits of making the native app.
A final question, if I may.
Yeah.
Say, let us not go 10 years down the line. 5 years down the line, how do you see yourself versus all these, big SBIs and ICICIs and HDFC banks and Axis banks, the bigger ones? Do you think you'll be able to carve a niche on retail?
See, it's not about retail. I think that, first of all, they're all phenomenal banks, as you know, they're like iconic banks. Without any comparison, I see ourselves as as a phenomenally digital bank. Like we are thinking in our bank day in and day out, UI, UX, design, tech, stack, hyper-personalization, new technologies, algorithms. We're thinking about 24 hours. So if you're doing one thing all the time, and you do it for, we've already done it for 6 years, we do it for 5 more years, I think we'll make a phenomenal digital bank. And I think the payback on a digital bank, a lot of people have been frustrated with me saying, man, Vaidya, what the guy doing? Spending money, karta kya hai, kab paisa banega bank mein, ye wo. I'm telling you, every one of them, you wake up in a few years from now, they will all appreciate the quality of bank you made.
No, I agree with you that being digital first has given you an advantage, being a digital native. 6 years ago, I would not have believed that.
You never believed me. You met me in that merger, after post-merger, you met me, and then you harassed me so much in 30 minutes. You said, Vaidyanathan, how are you going to get deposits? How are you going to deposit? I answered in the most politically correct way, so India is big, this, that, etc. You said, no, after every 3 minutes, Vaidyanathan, never going to get deposits. But I made it, right? So now I'm telling you, we'll make the most digital bank in India. You watch it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see after the next results. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. May I request both of you to please come together for a photograph. And thank you so much. Truly amazing to hear this discussion from both of you. Thank you once again to the dignitaries on the dais for this beautiful discussion and joining us here at GFF 2025. Thank you once again.